Well, hello. Welcome into Flying with Mike today, folks. Today we'll go ahead and fly that FedEx flight out of Rickenbacker Air National Guard Base International Airport. I don't know how many monikers this airport has. But anyway, we are flying out of Columbus, Ohio, for all intrinsic purposes. It's not too far to the north, but it is an old Air Force base, an old Strategic Air Command base. Again, some of you who followed us before know I used to drive a truck. I used to drive a lot of air freight when I drove the truck. And one of those fateful days coming here to Rickenbacker, I was sitting waiting on the plane from Europe with my cargo on it for me to take into the city. And right across from me was the alert shack that the pilots and tanker and pilot, pilots, engineers, and workers on the plane. That's where they were for 24 hours or more, and sitting right in front of me. And it took me a long time to figure that out. So, yeah, I'm very acquainted that this is an old SAC base. I don't know when they closed it to the Strategic Air Command, if they closed at the end of the Cold War or if it was well before. Wright Pat was also a SAC base, but they closed, I want to say, in the late 60s, early 70s. Not closed, but stopped the bomber alert there. Bombers flew out of there. So, but anyway, it's, fun to go down history road in aviation. And you're at one. Eddie Rickenbacker, if those know, was a big World War One ace. Um, Hence, they gave him an airport, kind of like they did Charles de Gaulle over in Paris. So we are going to try. Now, let me put the huge caveat out there if you didn't see it. We're under the gun for some big storms again. I don't know if this is the line getting ready to come through in about an hour, hour and a half, or if there's going to be another line. That's what happened last time. We had pretty good punch come through, only to set the stage for the bigger punch coming. Thankfully, not in our area, but still, the St. Louis region got a good walloping again. Or as the guy, I've got to do it, folks. If you haven't seen Midway, this is the latest iteration of Midway. It's a movie, not the Charlton Heston one. That one actually, while somewhat factually accurate, there's many things in there that were not shown or people understood, to include this guy, because the Pacific theater of the World War, I love studying and trying to understand things. Oh no, the Battle of Midway was more true to life. Not going to say 100%. There was still a lot of embellishing in this latest one with, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of all the stars that were in it. Woody Harrelson. Um, oh, I can see the guy's face, but can't put the name to it. Doggone it. But anyway, um, they were a lot more accurate from from the part of history from Pearl Harbor up into the battle at Midway and what happened at the Battle of Midway. It was an amazing win for the U.S. I'm trying to think, because that doesn't even begin to touch the tip of the iceberg of um, how that battle went. They gave it some good honors at what happened there, but still, the ultimate end, yes, Japan lost a fair amount of their carriers there and other ships, and it was a devastating loss to them on the heels of the, while granted a true statement, a pinprick, the B-25s of Doolittle. It was still a sucker punch to them that somebody attacked the mainland of Japan, and that helped, I think. So yeah, great movie. But anyway, I digressed. But then I totally got off track where I don't even know where I was, where the track was that I started down. So you all know that happens here. All right, so let's get in here. We are definitely going to try to get Rickenbacker to Richmond, Virginia in. My goal is to turn this plane and then head to Memphis. Now, I may have to, I will, not say may, I will be resetting the sim in Richmond. So those of you on Twitch, hang tight when we get there. We're going to reset the sim and get going again on leg 2. All right. The Rotate MD-11, while a really good simulation of the MD-11, has a need for them to take a look at still. It would be nice to be able to do turns, but I get it. It's usually a 4-hour minimum turn on this plane. So, okay, so they're saying restart your sim, you're good then. No. So I don't know. And don't worry, you guys over in the other sim, you have aircraft just like this. All right, so let's get to it, shall we? We got 10 minutes into the stream and we're getting ready to hop up. Hang on, that really sounds loud on my part. Okay, hopefully. Now, I'm putting this out there. Over this upcoming month of April, please let me know if things are hard to hear or I'm too loud and so forth so I can get this mix. I've basically gone to this new way of doing a mix on the stream, and I'm still trying to tweak it, and it is not an easy task. But you, the listeners out there, can really help me. So, all right, so let's do it. So we're in the MD-11. Y'all can see, I mean, overall, the aircraft looks good. The EFB, which is a great addition to this plane, really does help out. You'll come in, it'll be in a powered off situation. Just click the little power button, it comes on. This page, choose what you want to start at. I start with the parking brake on and the external power running and established. Okay. Choose your, choose what you like over here and so forth. Come to weight and balance. Oh, actually, then I go to ground ops. First, double check ground power's on, chocks are set, which they should be. Then I bring the stairs to the cockpit door. And the cockpit door, cargo forward, center, aft are opened, and I turn the lights on for fun. Then I go back to weight and balance. Hang on a second. The poor 1-year-old's cranky because no one will let her sleep. She has an infamous doctor's appointment. Yeah. And it's one of those where it's not going to be fun. That's a reason why I'm streaming today. No. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one, folks. All right, so let's get in here and look at this. Loading this plane, there are some quirks. And hey, you real MD-11 pilots out there, if you care to chime in, please. It could be a for real quirk. There were a lot because this aircraft did not stay in service very long. Hang on, there we go. Let's see if that helps my gut. All right, they weren't in service with the airlines that long. However, we all know the freighter world ate them up, and to this day still fly them. So they figured something out that the airlines either just didn't want to or just were never gonna like. Who knows? All right, so today's flight. Before we get into it, of course, we're going to look at it on Sim Toolkit. All right, hang on. Okay, let's bring SimBrief in. All right, today's call sign FedEx 811. We're flying out of Rickenbacker, LCK, to Richmond, RIC. And our illustrious alternate will be Dulles. Okay. I would have liked to have seen Norfolk, but I don't know all the rules that go into establishing an alternate. Okay, so the departure time we're shooting for, yes, 1850 Zulu. I'm really trying to get long before then, unless I'm needed to help with the youngin. Initial altitude and cruise altitude is 37,000, as you can see. And I am really doing this a whole different way, aren't I, folks? All right, well, we're going to switch gears. Let's come up here. Oh, here she comes, Miss America. Hello. All right, I'll let you all look at the loadout and we'll explain. Oh, she is one of the chosen. Great TV show. Great movies. I guess you would consider it document. I don't know what the heck you call it, but it is a great show. If we'll just call it a great show. On Netflix, the first season, I believe, is still on it. If not, they have a free app. You can watch soon all 5 seasons, but all 4 to date. Okay, so our payload is 124,127 pounds. That will be pretty accurate today. We're actually running with the weight numbers. Thanks. I don't remember the name for who gave me those. Thank you so much. We're not having any other passengers but the 2 crew members up front. And we're going to run with a cost index of 90. And like I said, flight level 370. So POBSE to Ohio S to Mole and in on the Spider 5 arrival. Okay. Moving on to the weather. There in Columbus, or Rickenbacker at least, it's clear. 180 on the winds, 180 degrees, 15 knots sustained, gusting to 24. Lightning is distant north and east, and you can kind of see what they're talking about right over here. Okay, over in the Richmond area, winds are still breezy, gusty. 140 at 13, gusting to 20, and overall a pretty good day over there as well. Broken layer of clouds at 20,000, so we'll take it. Hopefully it'll stay like that. And it's relatively a short flight. So let me get us set up to go on to VATSIM. Oh, it went on this screen. Ay, ay, ay. Trying to keep up with what screen these things sometimes go on gets to be a pain. All right, we need our RNAV information. And we'll give the RVR ability 1850. All right, we're going to try for it 1820. So I've actually bumped our time up in VATSIM to 1820. All right, and connecting FDX 811 MD-1. Okay. Got our squawk code. And I'm not sure if we're in Cleveland Center or not. Ah, no, according to this, we are not. Okay, so we got that all squared away. What am I trying to do? That's what I'm trying to do. Oh yeah, it's north and east of us. Okay. Sim toolkit away. Let's get to work. All right, let's load this plane now with what we learned. Okay, total payload. Anyone remember? No worries, I did. Okay, we'll deal with the payload CG in a moment. Block fuel, 34,566. Enter. Taxi fuel, 2,000. Ballast. Now, if you don't put anything in here on the trip fuel, you will not get a landing weight. That's what this little message is telling you. Put that in. That is, you need to know if you're coming in heavy because you know you're going to float if you're very heavy. Okay, and enter. Okay, so we have all our information down here below the graph. Takeoff weight, takeoff CG. That's what we're going to concern with right now. That has to be between 30 and 31% per the manuals with rotate. Not 100% sure why behind it, but that's what's required. So to achieve that, we come up here to the payload, move it whichever way possible. I go to 30.5. Okay, it's going to be one of those kind of days. Okay, so long as we're under 31, we're fine. Okay, but above 30, we got to have that percentage, 1% point. So now, one thing Flying with Mike does, you can choose whether or not you want to do it or not. I go ahead and click Apply Load Configuration to Aircraft and FMC. Two reasons. One, the aircraft just loaded right now with the fuel, with the payload. And the FMS page on F-plan page, or I'm sorry, init page 2. All of those weights got loaded. Little helpful. That's why I do it. Okay, and we're done. Now for fun, let's go ahead, request our fuel and request loading and step outside the plane. And yes, we get to watch a little bit of eye candy. I don't know what you want to call it. I mean, it's okay. I like the animation outside, just doesn't extend inside once all of it leaves, which I wish it would. I mean, if you're going to go to this level, go to the next. Take it there. Finish it, keep it in the plane, even if it's only 4 cans. And those of you out there, I don't care from YouTube or Twitch, those of you that fly this plane a lot more than I do, and of course of late, yes, I've been flying it. I'm going to try it today. Can you unload? Hang on. Okay, sorry about that. I had to blow my nose. Oh, they have to again. Oh, it's one of those kind of days. But you can see the animation, how it works. You can see them sort of kind of in the cargo bay. And hang on, why don't we just hop up and let you see them loading. And you can see them right here. Now they're going to enter. Okay, here they come in. The door will close after the last one. And then a plate will come up, and that's when they'll disappear. When then there it goes. To me, it would have been nice, you know, even if you wanted to take it the next level. Hang on, I got to blow my nose again. Sorry about that, folks. It would have been nice to see it take to the next level, but you know, I'm not the one behind it. Hey, Matt, 1997, welcome aboard. Hope you can grab an MD-11 and go flying with us. Sorry about that. I had to blow my nose. So, uh-oh, you have a confession. Talk to us here at Flying with Mike. We're all confessions we take. And we try to keep it between you and I and the audience. Oh, okay. You went over to the other side? Well, that's fine. Can't blame anyone. You know, can't blame you at all. I mean, there's a lot that went on long before these two sims from them came out that I'm really glad I did come over to X-Plane. I won't go back. But for one plane, uh-oh, which one is the one plane? And the drum roll. Sorry, don't have drums. Hawker's not around. Oh, the CRJ. Okay. Oh, the Aerosoft. Okay. Okay. FTH. Hey, people love those. Some of them are actually pretty heavy on the study level. So that's great. I'm glad for you, man. Hope you enjoy it. Report to us what you think of it. Um, I know the things I've heard and helps keep me here as well. So that's part of it too. So we'll keep that out. But hey, I'm glad to hear you went over to the dark side, as you said. All right, so we have the aircraft loaded. All right, now if you want, go ahead, close up and turn the lights off, except for the cockpit door. You can see we got a few 767s and an ATR here. All right, and those are static. Unfortunately, I have it turned off, so they're not supposed to be there. Yet they are. You know, pretty good. I love how they can get that through. Anyway, so let's get this thing going. What do you say? All right, so we've got the aircraft loaded. Working right on down, CG set. Cockpit prep is done. Here we go. All right, first off, let me drop down here. The battery is on. If you see the rotary anyway, find the battery switch. Make sure to put the covers back on. Makes it 2 clicks to accidentally do something instead of 1 on anything without a cover. Okay, that's why I recommend that. Okay, external power's on. Let's get up top here and do our fire check. And this is what it sounds like. Sad thing is it never says APU fire. Well, you know, hey, whatever. Cockpit lighting set, air system. We're going to go ahead and start the APU. All right, and if you have this in the normal setup, you'll see the APU over here on the, I don't know, does my cursor? No, it doesn't. Spooling up here on the right multifunction. So it'll take a couple seconds. We'll continue on. We'll come back. Emergency power. Oh, let's go ahead. Arm. Get our nav up and running. That was our cargo fire. I don't know if the real plane does that. I usually give it the delay and I forgot. Testing cockpit recorder. Okay, moving on. Nope, no APU yet. You'll see it here. We'll have to click on it to activate, I think. Let's see, where am I? IRS, electric emergency power to arm. And let's do our initial. Oh, there's the APU and on. We can come off the external power now, and we'll just do that. All right, that way we don't have to keep going back and forth. Okay, the IRS are aligning, INS, IRS, however you want to call it. Down to here. Okay, so as you can tell, our FMCs look a lot like Airbuses. Yeah, I find that pretty cool. It's a McDonnell Douglas product, so what do you expect? All right, I do have a company route. Do not have a company route for the alternate. But that is KIAD. All right, our flight number, FDX811. And hang on, let's make sure our lat long, if we can, get it to where it needs to be. Okay, 3949.5. Wow, that is confusing as all get out. Hopefully we're in the ballpark. Actually, I don't think we are. Well, we're gonna, Let's go ramp 225, 3949.2. Since we're doing this, 25, 82, 55, 7. Initiate, and there. All right. Let me kind of show where it's going to say we are. And it's kind of weird, but, you know, that's just how it is. All right. First off, we are on ramp 2 here at the FedEx complex. Hang on. Give me a second. I'll prove it. Okay. So there's where we are. Now, right in front of taxiway E to be exact. Okay, so right here. We're aligning to 25. They don't have all the spots. They do up here for FET or UPS, but they even don't have the terminal mapped out right. So that's okay. We'll just work off that one. That'll at least get us closer. I don't think the ARP shows here. So instead of here, we moved it here, but yet we're over here. A little closer. Okay, that's what we did. Okay, now we'll set this aside. I don't have anything else, right? Nope. We're going to do our hydraulic test. I know you're going, what? Hydraulic test? Yeah, we're following the checklist. 5.2. Hydraulic. And we'll make sure it gets started with the first one, then we'll move on. Let's, while that's happening, since the APU started, let's get the APU bleed switch on. Okay, now let's get down here. Okay, it looks like our test is underway. All right, because we're getting to a point where it is going to be a little tricky. And I don't know, it's really gotten a lot different. Okay, 73.25, 3, 3, 2, 5. Okay, green light. All right, now let's get our Unicom frequency dialed in. That's kind of a pain. It doesn't take your position where they were last time. Even last flight, they don't put those in. That's your standard fire up. We'll get the CTAF here in a minute. All right, here's the problem, and I can't show it right now because we've actually taken it off. So what you got to do, okay, everything is set up and ready to go. You need your speakers or your earphones turned on and turned up. Otherwise, you won't hear them. And you definitely on XPilot need to make sure transmit is bold. Okay, your radios are now set up. Test complete, and let me make sure I put that guard up. Okay, that would have meant it could have done a test while we were flying if I clicked on it. Okay, glare shield. That is up here. Now we need to make sure we get things in line here. First off, what's our METAR for 23 left? Okay, 2981. First off, make sure you're in inches, or if you're going to be flying in HEPA, your 4 digits, not 29 or 28 dot. And then set it. We're going to 2981. Minimums are 200. We're going to go to 400. Okay. And finally, one of the toughest ones to see, there's a little indentation here on the inner ring. Make sure it's on auto. And mag and heading good, and we are ready to start getting the rest of the FMC going. Okay, we've already put the flight in. All right, now if you've got, say you're flying from here to London and you're going to have 2 or 3 steps in it, you would put those in on the line here, separated by a slash. We do not. And how far is this? Okay, I think we could get there. Temperature and winds. Oh, wait. Whoa. Our average wind is 267 at 42. My bad, which puts us still on a 29. Still did it wrong. Okay, cost index we said. Does anyone remember? Okay, I'll cheat for you. Okay, now that our init page is done, let's go to the init. Oh wait, let's go back and go to page 2. I'm going to go ahead, click on it so it sits there. Come over here and go to weight and balance. Let's just double check. Take off gross weight 410. That looks good. Zero fuel weight 377.5. I would have said 4, but I'll take it. That's fine. And the takeoff, hang on. And your zero fuel weight's 27.2. If you had not clicked here, okay, you would be basically clicking a lot of these things or putting in numbers. Okay, so it makes it, just takes a step off you. Now let's go to flight plan. And charts again. Okay, I want you to be able to see what we're doing. So we're going from Rickenbacker to POBSE, OS, Ohio's. There are no departures. If you look here, that's what this is for. Here's your weather, by the way. Click on it, showing a 12-knot crosswind, 9-knot headwind. We'll take it. We're on a good runway. 23 left. Looking at it, 23 left is 12,000 feet long. Yeah, I think we could handle it. It could take us probably, if we had to go to Europe somewhere. All right, so let's get after it. Okay, since there is no departures for this, I am going to still look. We got caught off guard in, I think it was New York, and thinking there was not a departure for LaGuardia on the runway we planned. Oh, yeah, there was. It was the LaGuardia 7, but it doesn't come up usually in SimBrief. So we had to input it, and of course the controller said you'll depart I think it was runway 4, LaGuardia 7 departure such and such fix. I forget it all, but yeah, that was a little bit of an eye opener. All right, so let's get after it here. So lick, and we said 2-3 left. All right, and insert. Okay, we're going to leave the disk. I don't even think we can get rid of that discontinuity. But basically, as you look to the map, we're going to take off in this general direction and go direct POBSE when we're ready, unless the controller says otherwise, if we get a controller. Doggone it, I hate when it keeps doing that. 2979, okay. All right, so now we're going to come over here to Richmond. Okay, the weather right here again. Not sure if Richmond has digital ATIS capability, D-ATIS. If it does, and VATSIM comes up with an ATIS on them, you'll be able to read it here. But currently, 130 at 9. So far, that looks good, but you know, looks can always be deceiving. 1.6, okay, that's good. Cargo for Prime, air freight, FedEx. Kind of tells you where we're going to need to go. Oh, 6,000 foot runway. 9,000. We're going to stick to 1.6. We may have to do a long taxi back, but that may be. Actually, we could cut it off that way. Okay. Anyway, we'll see how this works out. So you can see 1.6 is a good landing runway. Spider 5, mole. Okay, we'll do that. What approach? We know the weather's fairly decent. So I'm going to go ahead plan for the ILS. You can always click the chart to see it. Coming in from Spider, Rupert. Let's see again. So for now, what do we got? Richmond, FAK. Spider comes in. Where is FAK? Okay, it's not showing up. That's okay. Let's plan that for now. So let's just plan going to final. And here's what it did. Okay, so there's Flat Rock, which would take us here. We're going to take Rupert to CFDTG and come in. Okay, well, that's my hope. We'll see how it puts on here. All right, it did it again. All right, so to mole. All looks good. RIC. Okay, and we'll pull back on our chart just enough to see it. Okay, mole, zoom it, Dachshund, reddening. he, me. Spider, Rupert, and then, oh yes, okay. I'm gonna leave this out in case a controller comes up and does something squirrely with us. So that way we're okay. HPW is our hold. Let me look at the chart real quick. Out to Hopewell. Okay, good deal. And if we have to go to our alternate RIC to Dulles, we would have to put the flight plan in. Click RIC, the same thing we just did. Okay, back to flight plan. Okay, so we got the toughest part done. Now we get to the laughable part of our discussion. And that is the performance pages. Actually, it's not laughable right now until we show you how it works. Yeah. So we're planning. Hang on, I'm just getting caught up here. Okay, so let's go first off, NavRad. Everything looks good. Take off. All right, we'll hold here. We're going to bring Sim Toolkit in with Sim Brief showing. Basically, what I've done, if you were here yesterday, I actually put Pan Am Virtual, which was something I wanted to test offline, but I ended up doing it online. I actually have Pan Am Virtual, so if I want to do multiple flights, I could do it all right here, one stop flight plan, flight following. So hang on, clicking in, there it comes. All right, we need to figure out our takeoff. So what I do, I'll go to takeoff perf up here. You see it kind of flashing. Or you can go to performance tools. Performance tools, you'll have to put in all of the numbers. Takeoff perf, it's already, for the most part, put in there. Wait a minute, why is it? Oh, I know why. Dang it. Now let's do it. I thought it was loaded. Okay, so here it is. There's our plane. There's our departing runway, and we'll double check our weight. Showing 410.0. Close enough. Bleed settings, weather, as of this moment, see if things changed. They did. Okay, so now we have a 190, getting closer to the center of the runway. 10 miles clear, 2979. We'll make the updates here in a minute. Okay, you got it all in here. The only downside to this way, no map showing you where your V is. V1, V rotate, V2. Whereas if you went over here, hit that icon airplane with a line under it, you got to fill it all in. Well, you'll get a map showing you that. Me, I just need this. Calculate. All right, so it's telling us here's our winds, current weather, and the runway. Minus the other thing you get by going to performance on the left side, you'll get the runway gradient. You can also get that through Sim Toolkit, just so you know. But if, you know, like I said, to each their own on this. So 410, this is what we're putting into it. This is what was right here. And then outputs, this is what it's telling you. Flaps 15, we're going to flex to 60. A lot of numbers sound like Airbus. Wouldn't you say? And then on the right side, there are V numbers. All right, let me get caught up here. All right, so we said flex is going to be 60. All right, slope. No slope. And the runway component is a headwind 14. HD14. By the way, those of you curious, the crosswind component is 10 knots, well within our limits. Outside air temperature, 24. And then flaps, 15. All right, so we came up with 134, 148, 158 on SimBrief. They're not far off. I'm going to go with what's in the system here. And we're ready to go. Put that one on flight plan. And we're ready to go. What did we say? We're now at 2979. Okay, everything looks good. So once we have our numbers in, now we're going to make sure our speed's right, runway heading. All you got to do is look at the chart. Whoop, that's Richmond. That is not going to help us. 232. Okay. And since we don't have a departure or a controller, we're cleared to 37,000. We're hoping. All right. And finally, a couple more things to do. We need to set traffic data, VOR, VOR, traffic data, VOR, VOR. I'm going to increase. There we go. All right. And, oh, radars were on. Okay. We're ready to go. All right. It's engine start time. Are you all ready? Let's do it. Bear with me 1 second. I want to see how things are evolving with the storms. Checking my phone. One thing I hate is when I get going and they hit and take the power out as we bring the wheels up. Or worse, as we bring the wheels down. Okay, it looks like nothing severe at the moment. All right, well, we'll give it our best. That's all we can do. Hang on, let me okay, I think we're ready to go. Sorry for that. Oh, I'm on the wrong page here on my phone. Let's do this. Okay, we are ready to go. Final checks. Traffic data, okay. VOR, we've increased to 40. That's cool. We're on map. Hang on. I've got a little echo in the background. All right, we're ready to go. I hope you all are. Weather is set, ready to go. Okay, let's get down here, set our panel. Okay, parking brakes set. Seat belts. Beacon. Emergency lights. Emergency lights or emergency power armed. Emergency lights armed. Doors are not closed yet. Okay, let's get our better pushback tug in place. Okay, back down here. Aux pump on. Engine on. Take a look outside. Okay, we're ready to push. Welcome back. We're getting set up here to push. Chocks removed, everything. For me, I find just clicking here works the best. Okay. Now, the checklist that comes with the tutorial flights tell you to start the engines after pushback is complete. You know, it's your call. You're the pilot in command. Just realize if you're new to this plane, I highly recommend at least 1 or 2 times manual and checklist in hand flying the tutorial. Then another couple of flights where you make up the numbers and fly the flight still, or pick one of your own, but use use the manuals. All right, so we're in pushback. Let's go ahead. We're going to use a system B. Double checking beacons on, seatbelts on, everything's set. And there goes the turn. I am going to go ahead and start up number 3. It's really sometimes a pain. Okay.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, just waiting for it to settle down, number 1 engine, and then we'll crank up number 2 in the middle. Okay.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All right, thanks for the pushback. Those not familiar with Better Pushback here in X-Plane, it's a free utility that you just put in your plugins, and it will allow you to do some of the crazy pushbacks that are out there. Miami has a couple, Philly, St. Louis has 1 or 2. It's just an interesting thing. There's our pins, and that should also mean everybody's away from the plane. So we can start moving things on the plane. You'd really hate for someone to be pulling a pin out from the main gears, which they shouldn't be there, but you never know. And you drop the flaps and they hit their head. Eh, Preventable accident. Okay, defrogger's on, anti-ice. I don't think we'll use it today. Hydraulic panel set, pumps are set. Let's get that APU shutting down. I don't think it's going to be nice to us today. It should have said stop. Well, we'll kind of watch it. All right, we're going to go on. Go to config. Now we're going to set our trim to 4.8. So that's up there where you see stab. Set it to 4.8 ANU. Okay. And we can check our flight controls. You know, a lot of people say you don't really need to do this, but yeah, you do, because those gust locks, nasty little, great tools for the mechanics and for parking your plane overnight so these things don't move in the wind. But if you forget them, they're nasty on takeoff because you'll pull the stick back, but the plane won't climb. And then all of a sudden you go off the end of the runway into a barn. It's like a video that's been out on Facebook for a while. Hawker sent it to me yesterday. Pre-flight check complete, and they're out taxiing, and there's no tail on the plane. And it's not a B-2. It's a Piper 140 or 160. All right, let's see how the APU is doing. It's not. You know why? Now to go to off. Got to turn the bleed off, pilot. Okay, cabin's ready. Takeoff data confirming our V speeds. And we'll do this a couple times. 135, 141, 154, confirmed and match. And flight controls, state trim set, auto brake to takeoff. We're ready to taxi. Okay, spoilers are armed. Takeoff data confirmed. Exterior lights, let's do it. Nose light, click, click. Brakes off, here we go. We'll get that set up here. Because I went the wrong way. I thought it was 500. Rickenbacker traffic, FedEx 811 heavy departing 23 left, southeast departure. Kind of curious why they got us going over to 23 left. Just because the longest runway, I guess? And Rickenbacker area traffic, FedEx 811 rolling 23 left, southeast departure. Rickenbacker traffic, FedEx 811 heavy out of your area en route to Richmond. Okay, we're on our way. Oh, that really worked. Wow. Cool. What I did a little different this time. Again, I've been working this up per a suggestion from one of our YouTube followers. That while I taxi, I can click FMC speed, nav, and auto flight all on the ground and then hit this prof button. I still don't know what prof is, but I did all of that, and the airplane did a fantastic get out of Columbus, except for that loose nut behind the control stick who forgot to put the flaps down. And as they like to call her, Bitchin' Betty told us to put them down. So, all right, looking out there. Ooh, well, we can get to Richmond, I think. May have a weather delay there, so we'll see how weather is before continuing on to Memphis. That really worked. I'd love to talk to him here and find out what else I'm doing wrong. I'm sure the list is long and distinguished. Trust me, when they were helping me with the 747, the Fearless group, oh man, was I doing so much. I was actually doing so much right, but equally wrong. So, I haven't gotten any nasty grams lately, so I must be doing much better. So that always makes you feel good. So, but yeah, the Fearless group is really good about helping you. You just got to be open to it and understand these guys actually did fly these aircraft. So that's why when someone comes on and tells me things, I listen. Because I sure as heck never flew one. Now, you're going to tell me how to fly a Cherokee or an Arrow or a Cessna 172. Okay, now you're in my wheelhouse, and I know if you're BSing or telling the truth. Those were aircraft that I did fly. I do have hours logged on, albeit a long time ago, back in the 80s, but I do know about those planes very intimately. Okay, so we're on our way. After takeoff, just make sure I didn't miss any more. Spoiler handle can go down. Yes, we'll do that. I wish I could get rid of this shadow here of where my throttles really are, but it really, in the big scheme of things, isn't bugging me that much. And I do know in the real planes that does show. No. I could see pilots were listening to me while they were flying. Going, no, they don't. They actually probably looked. Oh, fun times here. All right, after takeoff, flaps are up, spoilers unarmed. Oh, let's get the brakes. Let's try this. And let's get the radar on. Huh. Unfortunately, we're not flying yet to where the weather is, so we can have some fun. All right, we are well past transition. We're at 2992 now, direct Ohio's. Oh my God, there's 2 states, plural. Oh, ought to make somebody out there happy. Boy, it's loud in the ears here. There we go. Let's tune that down. So I hope Wednesday is going well for y'all. It is hump day. Great commercial that came out several years ago. Geico, I believe it was. Mike, 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 Mike. You know what day it is? If you don't, check it on YouTube. Great video. Here we go into the turn, headed out towards Mole. All right, definitely not a lot of traffic as expected at this hour of the day here in the States. But still, nonetheless, there is some. And we're thankful. We have Kansas City Center up to the west and to the north, Cleveland. And we're headed over to Richmond. Feel free to grab a plane. Charleston, West Virginia is along the way. Richmond, and of course the Washington, D.C. area. And we could all meet up there. So let's just kind of sit back, relax, enjoy, because we got a fairly short flight. I think we're coming in at under an hour at this point. About 30 minutes. Okay, so while we continue the climb, which is 3,000 to go, let's begin thinking about our arrival. Excuse me. Hate that. I go through phases. Hiccups. They come, then they go, and then they come back. All right, so for the descent, as we reach top of climb, let's do a quick look here at the Spider 5. I promise you the next leg is a little longer. I think it comes in at about 700-800 miles. So more adept to an MD-11, but not to say they didn't fly these potentially on it. Okay, so there's the Spider, as I'll call it, Spider-Man 5. We're headed for Mole, and Mole is a hard altitude of 21,000. Okay. And then from there, we work our way down to 8,000 to get into the pattern for 1.6. 1.6 will be entering, we'll say 3,000. That way we're at or above 2,500 feet. But at F-Berg, we come down the glide slope. It looks like is that a 3-degree? Huh. For some reason it looks less, but it's saying the speeds for it. Interesting. But Bug is our initial, and from there to the missed approach is, in this bird, going to be about 3 minutes, possibly further. We're going to do our checks here in a minute, as soon as we get all squared up. This is one thing that kind of irritates me on the plane. It rarely turns like it's the auto function keeps it from turning on profile. Notice here how we overshot. irritating. But at least it gets true. Now, the bad thing is if you have fixes real quick, then it starts doing the bobbing and weave and like it's going through the cones, you know, see if we hit one. Okay. So let's go ahead, get rid of that. I thought there was something else I wanted to look at. So we said mole at 21,000. So bear with me here. And unfortunately, there isn't a whole lot of cruise in here. So mole is not set right. Altitude at 21. Okay, so that is adjusting everything. And I'm going through here and making sure Reading 13, good. Hemi 12,000, that's fine. And Spider 8,000. Okay. Now back to perf. 95 miles. Am I comfortable with that? Yep, that's a pretty solid, decent number. I ought to do that one day, is put that up how I figure that up. Okay, we're in cruise, but not for long. We only got about 90 miles or so to go. Oh, wow. Whoa, where did these clouds all of a sudden come looking like thunderstorms? Where'd they come from? Huh. Been a long time since I've seen thunderheads out here, or at least an attempt at them. Wow. Not sure why those rivet lines are so vivid today. All right, well, looks like Auto ATC is telling us to descend, and to descend early. Hey, original Godspeed, just talking about you in a kind of way. Hang on a second, and it's behind us already, so I'll have to Boy, Auto ATC isn't happy with me not descending. Let me bring charts up. This is a scary thought here. I'll find out bad things. It depends. My God, there's at least 2 states of Ohio here. Ohio's. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, no, we can barely have one, let alone multiples. Uh, you have to talk to the FAA. That has to go. The only thing that'd be worse than 2 Ohio's are 2 Illinois. That would just be the end of the world is coming. Okay, the end of the world is still coming, but it would really accelerate if we had 2 Illinois. So, hopefully things are getting better for you. Okay, we're coming into 29,000 as prescribed. Just going to make sure it's going to hold it. All right, now we got to make 21,000 still by mole. Recalculate 29 minus 21 times 3. Okay, so as long as we're not 24 miles away, we're in good shape. Oh, and if, by the way, Godspeed, you haven't checked your radars of late, we in St. Louis, I don't know if we're about to get slammed. It kind of feels like what we had earlier, where we had that one line come through that made me think, oh, great, we're done. And then the second line came through. We're about to get a pretty good line of storms. I know Ohio just had a pretty good line go through. We saw it on, well, I can show it. Ha! I can show it. Where is... So that's what's come through, at least up by the lake. But this is what's approaching St. Louis. Now, whether this will... Actually, it's breaking up. Hallelujah. Although we are still expecting to like 3 or 4. So anyway, maybe that stuff coming out of Arkansas is headed our way. So it's been pretty mean to date. Those of you flying into O'Hare, good luck. Hopefully you're able to handle the crosswind conditions up there. I don't think, wait a minute, tornadic winds are not crosswind, they're tornadic. You may be spinning down the ILS glide slopes like a top. So, but yeah, there's the overall picture, folks. We're worried, well, these were a lot more intense prior to starting the stream, but these have gotten worse. However, they're moving northeast, but the whole system's moving east. That's where this gets all real confusing if you're into weather. A lot of people, well, that stuff's moving northeast. It's going to pound us. But yeah, but yet the system still moving eastward because of the cold front pushing it. So it's kind of a lot of geometry involved. And if you went through school and loved geometry, this is your kind of thing. If you hated it, let the weathermen tell you about it, and hopefully they'll get it right. Okay, how far out are we? 72 miles. So we'll just hang out here. Why don't we just get cleared to 29,000? That, why doesn't SimBrief just go 29,000? I mean, I'm not a fan of auto ETC at all. So, but in the real world, you wouldn't be able to get filed any higher. Well, we could have somebody online here that could fill us in if they could. Oh, I am on that page. Let me see who's all visiting us today. Not too bad. Let's take a look out the window. All right, so we are working our way towards the Richmond, Virginia. On the ground, we'll reassess how things are going to be here in St. Louis. Granted, I know it's not where we're landing in the sim, but I'm more worried of, well, I need to move places. If they say a tornado warning, we have to go look for it. That's how we do it here in the. That's how we roll in the Midwest. Take shelter. Tornado warning means go look for it. I was going to ask Matt if he was still here. I don't think, unless he's lurking and I can't see him. What's he think of that CRJ if he has it already? Since he decided to jump ships to the dark side. Matt, you made a poor choice. I see some contrail action ahead of us. There's not going to be much of that out here. And that would be a CRJ headed down to the Charlotte area. So again, hope everyone out there's hump day Wednesday is going well. You're over the hump. Those of you that get to enjoy the weekend, you're about to start sailing downhill into the weekend. No, wait, AVL isn't, wait a minute, I may have spoke wrong. Asheville region. That's actually a cool airport. We went in there last year on stream. That was pretty fun with Allegiant. So it's a shame what that area of the country went through. I forget the name of the hurricane last year, and they're nowhere to getting back to normal than they were the day before the hurricane hit. It's just sad how the government has just kind of done what they did to them, and promises made, promises still yet to be ever seen. Just a shame how they've treated those people. But that, welcome to the United States. All right. The first officer has returned from her doctor's appointment, her 1 year checkup, where they lift the hood up, make sure everything's good for the next year. Um, yeah, this was one that I'm hoping she wasn't. I mean, it's one of those where, yeah, shots come in. So see how she did here in a minute. See if she'll come and talk to me. My daughter's filling in grandma. So, but anyway, we are, how far out are we? Oh, we need to be descending, folks. Ah, I'm glad I looked. We'd have just flown right over Richmond at 29,000. All right, let's get this thing descending. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we won't make me at the prescribed altitude. I think we can get Spider at 8,000 still. And with that, folks, give me a second. I'll be right back. Gonna check in, see how the little whippersnapper did. All right, we're back with you as we descend into our destination. Okay, we're at 18,000 feet, so let me get the current altimeter. 3030. Oh my goodness. Can't we make these simpler? And for the ILS, we are 200, aren't we? Yes. Oh boy, we gonna have to do a hold. Okay, we're just doing a quick spin here to get us down. I need to be at 4,000 maximum for the ILS, and actually prefer 3,000, but let's at least try to come over Spider at the right altitude. And see what we can do as we come up on 280. Are we even descending? Okay, let's go direct. All right, I like that. And I'm going to go ahead and make my descent to 3,000. I have no idea what the heck it was trying to do there. Perfect. So we do have our radio fix. Landing speed will be 148, approach 155. Okay, we're coming in. Let's set it to 160 or 155. How about that? Richmond area traffic, FedEx 811 heavy. We're on the ILS runway 16, about 10 miles out. We're on the wrong frequency. Richmond area traffic, FedEx 811 heavy, about 10-mile final for runway 16 on the ILS, type MD-11. Okay, we're localizer, glide slope, engaged. Flaps 35, slowing 155 will keep. All right, here we go. Down the ILS. We'll let it go a little longer, and we'll take over and see how badly we do it. My plane. Okay, currently 120 at 12. Okay, so that's actually... Okay, here we go. Runway in sight. And Richmond area traffic, FedEx 811 heavy, 3-mile final 416. Okay, getting on speed. Okay. Feel free to put your predictions in. You got about a mile to do it in. Who put the fire trucks out here on standby? Or is that going to be my shower of fame at the end? Into reverse. Folks, that felt good, and I'm sure it's going to tell me 1,000 feet a minute. That really felt like a good landing. Out reverse, off brakes. Hey, we're going to make this intersection. Let's see what it is. That is awesome. I wasn't expecting that. Hotel. I was expecting pretty much full length. That was idle reverse, by the way. Basically, what idle reverse is, we have them out if we need them. We put the engine, into the reverse thrust condition, and then if needed, use them below 80, disengage. Okay. Hang on here. Let's get our lights real quick while we're at it. All right, and down here for the radar. Okay, we're going to make a quick right and a quick left to take us over to cargo. Welcome to Richmond, by the way. All right, let's do our after takeoff stuff. Or after landing. Spoilers, retract. And Richmond area traffic, FedEx 811 heavies off runway 16 to the FedEx parking area. Okay, weather radar, auto trim. Okay, hang on, auto brakes, then the trim. Auto brakes to off. Trim to 3.0. Okay, exterior light set, anti-ice, APU is and should be up and running. It is. And we're on our way to the ramp. Hope you enjoyed that relatively short flight. Let's kind of get a little taste, make sure nobody's sneaking in on it. Okay. Okay, we're going to come in here at Echo to Alpha. Okay, so the chart doesn't match the airport. That's nothing new. Hang on. I'll explain my words here in a minute. Actually, I might do it when we park. Okay, the grass area to my right over here, that should be all concrete or asphalt, whatever they use. That's their de-ice area. I am going to just treat this as where I'm supposed to park. Where I'm seeing potential parking spots don't make sense. Okay, welcome again to Richmond. Let's take a look around before I turn those engines off. I kind of want to zoom in here and see what it says. Okay, well, we're neither, but that's okay. All right, so let's finish this off. Parking, transponder. Beacon, seatbelts, IRS, and defogger off, emergency power switch off, lights off, and before we hand this to another crew, Let's go and see if I broke anything. Nope. Perfect. All right, we're on the ground. Hey, welcome into Richmond. Shampoo and rinse. Welcome. And do I like X-Plane 12? Yes, I do. Matter of fact, I'm waiting with bated breath on the next version of it to release, X-Plane 12 2.0. Who knows when? It's in, I think, alpha testing right now. So soon it will be seeing the betas for it, hopefully. So yes, I love it. And welcome in, Shampoo and Rinse. Um, First time chat. Thank you, sir or ma'am. Okay, let's get this thing unloading. So let's put the chocks in and bring the stairs up. Since it only says load, I will not be doing that. So, all right, there you have it, folks. The MD-11 from Rotate is here. Flight factor does, as far as I know, does, 757. Very good aircraft. I recommend them. I don't have the 757. I opted when I was first coming in for the 76 just because of the legs. I'm a leg man. No, sorry, couldn't resist the line. Um, but seriously, I just love the 767. I don't fly it as often as I used to, only because with the 747, the MD-11, the 8th, any of the tollless products have been phenomenal. I find it hard going to it. And then my Piper Arrow on top of it, I find them just amazing. And then there's Zebo and Level Up, just that they're free. Um, I just have a hard time sometimes getting back to the 767 to fly it. So, but highly recommend either of those two. I haven't heard any problems with the 57. My only problem I'm having right now, and I've got a feeling it's my machine and not this, because I've never had a problem with the 767. So I think there's something afoot because there haven't been many updates for quite a while in the 767. So, but anyway, let's take a look at this flight, shall we? And shall we grumble? Because guess what? I forgot to start ACARS. Holy mackerel. Oh, FedEx, you got a freebie. Ah, darn it. Ah, I hate when I do that. It means I got to refly it. Or just jump seat. And I haven't jump seated a lot with them, so we'll see. That just bums me out when I do that. Yep, I definitely did not start it. Darn it. Oh well. And I have this big note in front of me that says start ACARS. So I didn't. All right, but we can still check what we did with the other trackers we have, like Elevatech. All right. By the way, this line is what I've been watching to see what it's going to do to us here. I think it will put us in a slight delay. We'll let it get through, let whatever happens happen. Then we'll fly this second leg to Memphis because at the same time it's approaching Memphis, which means that is what the real airlines would probably do, hold out till they're able to get in safely. And you all thought they'd just blast in there. Well, they might. But I'm looking at distance and time going, yeah, by the time we get there, we may have to bolt to an alternate. So we'll see how this is trekking. Well, you know what? Oh, wait. I thought I did it again. And no, I didn't. 272 feet a minute at 147 knots, all of which is right where we were supposed to, 1.2 Gs. However, this is very discouraging to me. It doesn't tell me anything except that I landed at that. Where did I land on the runway? How far down it? None of that information is here. And that's where my problem is with Volanta and anything like Volanta. So we'll bring in Sim Toolkit. Sorry, folks, took a second to find it. All right, there's the route, as you can see. Numbers look really good. I felt that is a really good landing. That's why I'm kind of sad I didn't get to give that one to FedEx to help my landing rate. That was a really good one. Let's go ahead and complete the flight. All right, you're going to see a little difference here. Now, what you're seeing is a lot like Volanta on this next page. Hour and 16 minute, 290. So I told you it's a short flight, 8,000 kilograms, 1.2 Gs, 148 feet a minute. Beautiful flight. Now, again, this is where Volanta, that's it. That's all you got. Now, with Sim Toolkit, we can actually learn. And look at that. Blue dot is the threshold. The hash marks down the runway, these hashes and this big box, the hash marks are 500 feet down the runway. So that right there is 1,000 feet. We're a little ahead of it, 1,280 feet. 4 feet off the center line. You judge for yourself. Now you see why I get discouraged if products won't go to, if it's available and can be done, why can't the rest? 5.1 degrees nose up, countering for the wind a little bit, which you should be doing. 147 knots at touchdown at 148 feet. That there tells me so much about this landing. Not only where, otherwise you got to go back, rewind, but you're not going to get what was the angle, what were the, what's the bank and the roll. And it's just nice that you can see it all right here. So as we say, that was a beautiful, beautiful landing. Possibly in line for the word butter, maybe some jelly with it. So, but anyway, just a fun flight over here. I'm really concerned. Let me take a look at some toolkit here while you all get a beautiful shot of the MD-11. Well, that is very disheartening. There's a lot of reasons why I want to head to Memphis from here. And I think we're going to call it a wrap after the break. Let these storms get through, and then we can think about flying it. Having you sit online here, racking time up, just to be racking time up is kind of, those storms are going to get there as we get there. And I don't want to deal with them. I'd rather sit until they're more comfortably passed. And there's some building up there. All right. So what I've decided, folks, I'm going to go ahead, shut the stream down. Hopefully I'll be able to come back up. We'll fly it again. Yeah, I think just because those storms are going to be right on Memphis, and while who knows what the weather itself would actually show in Memphis, if it does match up with real world, which I haven't really seen a flight sim weather program other than Active Sky, and I haven't seen it of late, match up. I don't want to take and fly into it and have to turn the weather off and all of that. It's just not worth it. So we're going to call it. Now there's reasons why the Memphis run I want to make from Richmond. We could go on to say Savannah or Atlanta, turn around, come back to Richmond. That's always a possibility. But I would prefer to just sit here because life happens, folks. Reason being, my call sign with FedEx Express Virtual that you see at the top of the screen is FDX811. Okay. So if you ever see me out there, hey, say hi. I'll say hi back. Richmond's the flight. There is a flight from Richmond to Memphis, a flight number FedEx 811. So I like to fly this every now and then just because it's kind of fun to fly with your call sign a real FedEx flight. So I think that's what we'll do. Thunderstorms are beginning to build up around Memphis. So folks, hey, out there, those of you flying to Memphis, enjoy. If you're flying into St. Louis, definitely enjoy. They're knocking on the door at that airport. They're through Tulsa, but they are hitting pretty hard. Springfield, Fayetteville, and so forth. So for now, we're going to go ahead, call it, and say thank you. Thank you for being a part of Flying with Mike today. Hey, if you're new to the channel, we'd love you to hit that follow button. That way, you'll be notified if you check the notification bell of any new of our new going live. Sorry, got distracted by something. If you're on YouTube, we'd love you to hit that subscribe button if you're new. That way you'll be notified when videos release. All right, so folks, enjoy the rest of your day. As the weather becomes more conducive, we'll get back in the air. But for now, I hope you all enjoy your Wednesday evening. God bless you all. And we will be back at it tomorrow. Maybe from Richmond, maybe from somewhere else, probably somewhere else. So hopefully the weather will calm down between now and then. All right, have a great night. God bless. We'll see you Friday. I'm sorry, Thursday.